Porate's Fist is a port city in the Altrun region, one of the few major metropolises that have arisen in Solane, born out of its strategic position between two major regions of Mace and Altrun, and the treaty between the Amberfield clan of halflings who run Porate's Fist, and the Gold Elves of Athiana's Crown to the southwest. Agatha Amberfield, the matron of the Amberfield clan, rules the city under a strict, though fully corrupt, rule. Her word is law, and could easily change with a whim or the wind. While the people live in fear of her enforcers, they do what they can to survive, peddling wares, taking to the dangerous seas on shipping missions, and rarely turning to crime. Those who pursue the life of a thief or criminal in Porate's Fist are viewed as heroes or fools, depending on who learns of it. The penalty of such crimes against the Amberfield family is death, to be enacted immediately. Those caught are made examples of, their bodies displayed in the Market District Square until picked clean by carrion birds. But those who succeed would become legends, if such a person were to ever exist. Alright, so we are going to be starting off with JJ, your character. What do you look like?
I am a 2-for-5 halfling with brown eyes, skin is tanned, and my hair is a shade of orange.
Alright, and you are currently bussing tables at the tavern in which you work, known as the Fisty Cuff. So the Fisty Cuff is kind of a dive bar here in Porate's Fist. It attracts the more rough-and-tumble denizens of the city. Ship hands, mercenaries, grizzled veterans. They tend to spend their time and their coin here, getting drunk, getting into fights, blowing off steam, that kind of thing. But because it has such a revolving door of patrons come through, you pick up on a lot of information buzzing around the city. So you're bussing the tables and a woman walks in. She's a human. She has her brown hair tied back in a bun, very plain looking. But the one thing that really sets her apart from normal patrons is her clothes are clean. She's wearing like a tan dress, very simple, but completely clean. And she comes in and she's asking patrons questions. They're kind of, either shoving her off, or they're drunk, or they're not being very helpful. But make a insight check.
An insight check, you say?
Mm-hmm.
That's not the greatest. 12.
12. She seems nervous but determined.
I go up to her.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, miss, you looking for something?
I'm looking for someone. I was told that I could contact him here. He's well, I guess a mercenary of sorts. I'm looking for a Jelltur.
Oh. What are you looking for him for?
I need to hire him. I can't divulge why until I speak with him.
I understand. Okay.
Do you know who he is?
I might be able to get into contact with him. Could take a bit though.
Okay. Where should I go to meet him? Should I stay here? Should I meet him somewhere else?
Staying here will be fine.
Oh, okay.
Just have
Thank
a
you.
seat. And I'll try to get back to you.
She walks over to the bar. She orders a drink, but she orders like water. So she's sitting there sipping at a glass of water, kind of getting the stink eye from your boss, who he's a human too. He's big, he's kind of rotund, but he kind of looks at you and it's like, what the hell is this?
I just look at him and shrug.
Alright, he just kind of shrugs too, goes back to cleaning a glass. He's not exactly a very verbal fella.
And I go to boss and be like, I need to take 5 for a second, boss.
And he just kind of nods at you, giving you the affirmative.
Alright. So, this is a tavern, right?
Yeah, there's a back area where food is prepared, but I use the word food very liberally here.
Are there like, there's no rooms here, right? It's a tavern. Oh.
No bedrooms, but there's like side rooms, like the office you can step into, or behind the kitchens there's probably utility closets and whatnot where they keep supplies.
Okay. I kind of want to make my way to
There's actually the cellar downstairs where you keep the ale has two entrances, one beneath the bar and one outside.
Okay, I want to go do the outside path and make sure no one is, noticing me.
Alright, make a perception check.
Much better. Perception. 20 modified.
There's a couple kids playing down the street, but they're kicking a ball around. If you give them like a minute, they kick it and they just kind of wander off.
Okay. So once they wander off, I go down.
Alright, you slip inside.
I check and make sure no one else is down here.
It's pretty much empty. That's pretty obvious because their kegs are kind of like lined against the walls.
Okay. Alright, so then I disguise up.
So you put your disguise on, you head up the stairs of the cellar again, you look around, see if anyone's around. Just like before, there's not really anyone. This is just like a back alley behind a couple of taverns in the docks district. So you slip out, and do you go in through the back or do you come around the front?
I come around the front.
Alright. So you come around the front and you see her sitting at the bar, the glass of water. She seems to have like sipped at it politely, but it hasn't been very much touched.
Okay. I casually make my way over towards the seat next to hers.
Yeah.
Without
pull yourself in.
Yeah, without facing her, I hear you're looking for Jelltur.
Alright, she turns and she looks at you. What do you look like now?
I am now slightly taller, but I have blue eyes. My skin is still tan, but my hair is blonde.
Alrighty. She goes, Are you Jelltur?
Yes.
I thought you would be taller.
Taller than most average halflings.
I didn't know you were a halfling. That might actually be advantageous. I heard you steal.
I do what I can.
I need you to steal something from me.
What is you need me to take?
It's a little dangerous.
How dangerous?
Well, it's from Agatha Amberfield.
Am I repeating that name again?
Agatha Amberfield.
You want
Make a quick insight check on her.
18.
This woman has never done anything wrong in her life ever before.
At this point, I do turn to face her now.
And you see this very plain looking woman. She has the brown hair still like tied up in that bun, but like she looks very earnest at you.
So let me get this straight. You want me to steal from the head matron of Porate's Fist?
Yes.
A very cruel and wicked woman.
Yes. It's very important that you do so.
I'll bite. What does he need me to steal?
Okay. I work at her manor house. I'm one of the chambermaids, and I overheard something the other day. You understand what keeps Porate Fist, or at least the Amberfields, as wealthy as they are. It's the trade agreement between Altheana's crown and us. Agatha is making a deal with someone else. And if this deal goes through, this new trade agreement goes through, she is going to become exceptionally wealthy. But it's going to make the Queen very angry. And it'll bring war down on us. Agatha won't care. She can just take the money and run. But Porate's Fist could be destroyed. Now, if we can get these documents, the signed documents, I have chartered a ship. A friend of mine is a captain, and he will take me to Altheana's crown. I can present the documents to the Queen and gain asylum there, and perhaps she'll send in her army to capture Agatha, and maybe put someone a little better suited in charge. We can make Porate's Fist a better place to live for everyone, and not destroyed. I can pay you a little. I have a little. I've been scraping together and stealing what I can. And anything else from the manor house that you want, you can take. It's yours. As payment.
No, you can hold on to your money. I'll do the job. Free of charge.
Thank you. Ooh, thank you so much. Now, I've hired on someone else as well. Not a thief. Someone to help watch your back. I knew her growing up, and she'll be able to help you out a lot. Tonight, the matron will be away. She won't be home. It'll be a light guard. If you meet behind the south wall, there'll be a rope over the wall hidden in the ivy. Use it to scale the wall. Across the yard will be a pair of cellar doors. I'll leave them unlocked and meet you both there. Come 2 hours after dark.
Okay. It was just me and your friend.
Pardon?
Just me and your friend, correct?
Yes, that's the two of you, and I can give you some direction through the house, but I'm not really much good in a fight if one were to break out, and I'm not very good at sneaking around.
Well, my fighting style isn't up close and personal to begin with. I will tell you now, though, your friend, if stuff does, go south, I tell you now, I don't guarantee her safety.
I'm pretty sure she can take care of herself. I'm more concerned about getting those documents out.
Okay.
Oh, the ship. In case something happens that you and I... More if something happens to me. It's called the Spirit of Altrun.
Spirit of Altrun.
Speak with Captain Zaranus. He'll get the documents where they need to go if I'm not there. And if I am there, I would greatly appreciate an escort to the ship.
It's fine by me.
Okay. 2 hours after dark, she says, getting up quickly, looking around. No one was really paying attention as you look around. A lot of people are very drunk or very distracted by other things, as a couple of people are rolling around on the floor off to one side, and she hurriedly leaves the tavern.
Okay. I wait a bit before I wait after she leaves, and then get up and start making my way out as well.
Alright. You make your way out, go back to the cellar, change, go back to work.
Yeah,
your
go
boss,
back to work.
Your boss looks at you, and he points at the two rolling around on the floor.
Yeah.
One guy's passed out on the ground. There's a few teeth and a pool of blood next to him. Then your boss points at the mop.
I get the broom and the mop. Alright, no, I was gonna get the broom and the mop.
Alright. So, your day at work passes as fun as it always does.
Yep.
And you get off. You were mid-shift. You weren't closing up. There's one of the barmaids comes in, relieves you, and you are free to do what you need to do. You probably have an hour or two to prepare before going out.
I'm assuming I have a home.
You have a shared space. There's probably about 5 people who live in a building.
I'm assuming I have a room.
You have a room. It's not large, as you are the only halfling that lives there.
It's fine by me, don't need much.
Yeah, so you get into your room, and it's probably like a 5x5 square. Like, it was probably a closet that someone just kind of threw a bed in. But Porate's Fist is not...
Yeah.
It's a very wealthy city if you're very wealthy.
Yeah, sure. Alright.
It's like going to New York City. You get an apartment. It's a studio and it's like $10,000 a month, but
Do I have a window?
yes, you would have made sure that whatever room you got had a window.
Alright. So, I go to my room, close the door, lock it, and first things first, what floor am I on?
You are on the second floor.
Okay. So, could I actually hide a bow and arrows?
Where could you hide one?
Yeah, like I feel like I was thinking more like in the floorboards, but
You could hide something in the floorboards. You also, I'll say, you're by a gutter.
Okay, so then I'd probably have the arrows in the gutter and the bow in the floorboards.
Yeah, I'd say you probably wrap the quiver in like an oilcloth and put that in the gutter so they don't get soaked through.
Yep. So yep. Retrieve my arrows, my bow, count my ammunition.
Your quiver holds 20.
Just making sure. I disguise myself back up.
Alrighty.
Get my quiver, my arrows, and I go out the window.
Alright. So you slip out the window under cover of darkness. And how are you getting down?
That is a good question. As I'm on the second floor. What's the building made out of?
It's probably a stone building.
Would
Remember, you're in a city, so stone masonry and whatnot.
Would the stone, like, would there be parts of the wall that have like stones slightly sticking out, or like holes in them that I could possibly use to climb down?
You're in a poorer district, probably built very quickly, so I'd say there are probably some handholds in there if you want to try to climb down.
Yeah, I'll try to climb down.
Alright, make me an athletics check.
Athletics?
Athletics, yes. Climbing is athletics.
15.
15? Alright, you make it down fairly easily. Then with the handholds and whatnot, DC was 10. So
Yeah.
yep, you scale down the side of the building. You're going past one of the windows, and you see one of your roommates in there just like cleaning off a dish. He looks up, sees you, looks back down, you drop, he looks back, looks around like, what the hell was that?
This is terrible. Man, like, what the fuck? He's like... Can't tell you how many times I do that shit, man. It's awful.
Yep. Goes back to just cleaning his dish and, gotta stop drinking. Picks up a bottle, starts drinking.
Sounds about right.
And you slip off towards the manor house, which you are very familiar with where that manor house is located.
Yes, I am.
So, are you moving through the streets stealthily, or are you just trying to keep a low profile? How are you moving?
I'm just keeping a low profile. It's a short bow, so
you can pretty much hide that under
I pretty much have the stuff hidden underneath my own on my personnel.
All right, just for shits and giggles, give me a stealth check.
Stealth. 16.
16. You make your way through the night. I mean, an eye catches you every now and then, but it seems to be a beggar or vagrant, and a lot of them recognize you, like who you are. So the heads go back down, or you get like a little nod, and they go back to what they're doing. And you make it to the spot where you were told to meet fairly easily. And there is a woman standing pretty brazenly, leaning against the ivy-covered wall. And Nicole, if you wouldn't mind.
So you see a relatively tall woman, about 6 foot, pale-ish skin. Well, compared to your halfling self, pretty tall. She has gray eyes, and her hair, from what little light is still, around, it's dark, but you kind of see like almost a sheen of blue in there. Almost like, like an onyx stone kind of deal.
Okay. I'm assuming you're the client's friend?
I am. I guess you're the hired hand.
That I am.
Offers him a hand. Nyima.
Jelltur.
She normally doesn't ask these kinds of favors at all. And the fact that she needs to, something's going down.
And from what she told me, a lot's gonna go down.
Alright, so you're standing there by the ivy-colored wall, right up against the southern wall of Amberfield Manor.
Never thought I'd be robbing from this place.
Yeah, right? If it really would mean, we need to stop it.
Yeah. Do you have any weapons on you?
Take out a little dart, just kind of like flick it in my fingers. I show him my little quarterstaff. Yeah. I can handle myself, don't worry.
Alright. So, I guess we start making our way up. Or I make my way up.
Alright. Make a quick investigation check.
Investigation.
That's a 10.
I have an 18.
Alright.
14 plus 4.
So, Nyima is kind of looking at the ivy, kind of looking at the wall, trying to gauge her way up and everything, and Jelltur, you just reach into the ivy and pull out that rope that Diana told you would be there.
She hit it well.
Not too shabby.
Jelltur, you know she didn't, but
I was gonna say not too shabby.
Alright, make me a quick athletics check
Oh man.
to climb the rope.
Both of us?
One at a time, but yes.
All right,
Could I
after
use
you.
the vine? Could I use the vines on the wall to give me some leverage?
There's a low DC because you have vines and you have rope. Trust in your DM.
I have it.
Did you?
7.
A 7? You
Minus
are
1.
struggling to get up this wall. Nyima, you're watching this, like,
Can I give him a
Yeah.
push?
you kind of like cup his butt, shove, and Jelltur like launches over the wall. Make an acrobatics check there, Jelltur.
That's much better. I got a 15.
Alright, so you kind of somersault on the other side, and you kind of sit up like, okay.
That works.
And Nyima?
That's actually pretty terrible. That's a 5.
So, you hear the grappling hook that has been like wrapped around the tree. Jelltur, you look over and you see that in like your somersault and stumble, the rope was still in your hands, and you kind of pulled it and loosened it, and you see it like go taunt for just a second, and the grappling hook just kind of lets go, and you just hear thud, ow, on the other side of the wall.
Hey, you okay over there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Want to try again?
Yeah. That is a 15.
Alright, this time, instead of trying to use the rope, you just grab onto the vines, you scale over, and jump down.
Nodding was never her best. Any rope tricks, never her best.
What is she, what they call it? What's she called? Her job here?
She's a chambermaid.
Yeah, chambermaid. I didn't expect that to be her specialty.
Nah. Good person.
Alright.
But
So there is a wide, almost like a field. It's a large piece of land that this manor sits on. You're kind of standing in the trees and the shrubbery, a little bit masked, and there's an open area of grass that leads to where you see the cellar door.
can we?
I do a quick survey around.
Mhm.
She said it was a light guard, but I want to make sure our path is clear.
Alright, roll perception.
19 plus, so 22.
16.
You guys don't see the guard. You wait for them to be patrolling. They don't seem to be patrolling, but you do notice that there's a good line of trees leading about halfway around, so you can take a longer way and be better hidden, and then cross to where the cellar doors are without arousing too much suspicion if someone is watching. But from what you can see of the building, let me take a look at the map I made. You don't see anyone currently patrolling the grounds.
Alright. Well, better safe than sorry, so I start making my way the long way.
And I
Alright.
go with him.
Both of you give me a stealth check.
16 again.
18.
Okay. So you make it through the trees and over to the cellar doors without a problem.
I checked to make sure they're unlocked, as she said.
They are.
Might want to open them quietly.
Alright, so you slowly open those doors, and you see a staircase leading down.
Is it dark?
It is dark.
I would like to travel carefully down the stairs, as to not bust my ass.
Alright, so there's a little bit of moonlight that gets down there. So when you get down there, your eyes start to, adjust slightly, and you can pick up a few things. This dark chamber is filled with the heavy scent of moisture and partially decaying food. Braids of herbs hang from the ceiling, brushed lightly with cobwebs that drift in the breeze brought in by the cellar doors. Barrels, sacks, and crates line the walls and create a maze across the floor, leading to a door on the opposite wall.
So I'm gonna lead him over to where the door is and listen just to see if there's anything on the other side.
Alright, make a perception check.
10.
You don't hear anything.
Is the door locked?
You try it.
Yeah.
Alright, so you slowly turn the doorknob, and it clicks, and you're good. It's unlocked.
I want to open it enough to peek through.
Alright, roll stealth.
Both of us?
He's opening the door, so.
26.
26. You slowly open the door just a little bit, you lean out slightly, and you see Diana standing there, hands covering her face. She's breathing, trying to control her breathing, just kind of panicky a little bit.
Just her?
Just her. She seems like she's trying to work up the nerve to open the door, because she said she would meet you in the cellar. She looks like she's trying to work up the nerve to open the door to go into the cellar.
Jesus Christ.
She shrieks as you whisper to her, and she jumps and she falls on her ass and just like a bunny rabbit caught in headlights.
I'll turn look at what's your character's name?
Nyima.
I look at Nyima, it's just like,
And she just face palms.
I open the door. Could you be any quieter?
I'm not used to this.
I get that, but it'd be a real shame if you were the reason why this all went to shit.
Yes.
I offer a hand to help her get up.
She takes her hand, but then realizes that your help of her getting back up only gets her about halfway.
I walk over and I just pull her up. Come on.
So the two of you get her up, and you are now standing in a hallway. To the east is the hallway is about 10 foot wide. It goes about 20 feet down, and there's a staircase leading up. There is a door directly across the hall from the door that you walked through, and to the west the hallway continues and seems to turn south. And Diana's still catching her breath from everything.
When you catch your breath, which way?
The documents are in her study on the second floor.
Okay, so we'll start off going towards the second floor. Breathe.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
Okay. And she starts to lead you. She's shaking a little bit, but she starts to lead you up the stairs, and there's a doorway, which she opens, peeks through, and walks through. And do you follow her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. The clean surroundings are shocking in comparison from the dinginess of the basement. Dishes are soaking and counters are clear of all but the utensils needed by those who are preparing the morning's meal. So you are standing in a kitchen.
And no one's here, right?
No one's there. It's just you are there at the time when all the servants have gone to bed, that normally Agatha would probably be doing something, but she's not there. So the house seems very quiet.
Okay. You said the dishes are soaking, right?
Those are the dishes that were used, but that caked on gunk from cooking.
Yeah, it
need to
needs to
soak
loosen
overnight.
up a little bit before it can be washed properly.
Yeah, they don't have dish soap back then.
Gotcha.
Back then. In this magical world, they don't have dish soap.
Close enough.
I mean, they also don't have crossbows yet. I mean, which was invented first?
Pretty sure dish soap.
So there is a door on the western wall that leads out, and there's a door on the southern wall. Both of them leading out of this room.
I look at Nyima and Diana.
Oh, and she points at the door to the south. She goes, "That's the dining room." And she points to the door at the west. "That's the main hall. I think there are guards in there. I came through the servants' quarters in the dining hall."
Will we make it to the second floor from there?
No, we can only get to the second floor from the main stairs.
So how attached are you to these guards?
I don't know them. I don't talk to them.
Okay.
They scare me, actually.
How many guards are there?
I think Miss Agatha left 6, but I don't think they're all in the same place.
So let's see what we're dealing with.
I open the door and peek out.
Stealthily?
Yes, stuffed it.
Roll for it, please.
17. I don't know why I don't know why I tried to do it. I rolled his head.
You beat the crap out of their passive. I'm gonna just read you the description of the main hall and then tell you where the guards are. This grand hall opens to a wide, ornate staircase that leads to the second floor of the manor. Doors leading to several different rooms line the walls, including a pair of glass doors that lead out to what looks like the garden area. Though the main doors are impossible to confuse for anything else, as they are 10 feet wide and twice as tall, decorated with carvings of the fair folk. A pair of guards stand sleepily on either side of the doors. So they're to where you came out from. They are probably about 15 feet away from that door. The closest one's about 15 feet away from that door. Your door. And they are to the northwest of your position.
No, are they facing us or facing away from us?
They are facing, not facing you, they're facing the staircase, which is to the southwest of your position.
But we can see them from here.
You can see them, and had you rolled poorly, they could see you, but they are staying there. And to be fair, the house isn't exactly well lit. They have lanterns nearby their position, and it's giving off the soft glow, but it's not well lit by any stretch of the imagination. Can't remember, lanterns and candles are the only source of light at this time period, besides, sunlight and torches, and forms of light. Pardon?
I mean, in this magical world.
In this magical world, yes. But remember, magic is still pretty young.
Yeah.
The technology is still very archaic, and candles are expensive. So the fact that there are lanterns at all is impressive. That shows Agatha's wealth. But they're not going to waste light at this time. There's no reason for their lanterns to be on full blast right now. So they're kind of like toned down, and
so it's possible to sneak past them.
it's possible to sneak past them. But odds are, as Diana has told you, she's not very stealthy.
No.
So if she tries and fails, she's going to have to talk her way out of things.
And we've seen her try to be coy like that, and it's not her strong suit.
I'm not against killing the guards.
Nah, I don't mind it.
Knocking them out would be
better or worse?
The less bloody option.
Okay.
But the closest thing I could do to knock them out is hit them in the back of the head with the butt side of my dagger. But seeing as their backs are to the wall and they're facing the way we need to go, I look at Diana. Probably I'm going to have to go with the bloody option.
Okay, I'm going to stay here for that. And she backs up into the kitchen. She puts her hand on a kitchen knife, and she kind of holds it, but she doesn't look proficient in any way.
From my pouch, I just hand her one of my darts. If anybody starts coming for you, throw it at them. Okay?
Okay.
I look around. Is there anywhere she could possibly hide at?
I mean, you could always send her back down to the cellar.
I don't want her to be too far. You have to come back and get her so she can keep guiding us. Yeah, I just look around. I was like,
I could also go in the dining room.
no one.
She points at the other door.
Yeah, go in there. Hide at the
Whichever
table
one
or
you're
something.
more comfortable with. Okay.
The dining room's cleaner. And she goes over to the door, opens it quietly, and slips inside.
All right. I look at Nyima. I'm better at long range, so
And I'm better at close up.
I could take the first shot from here. You can run out, or you can run out. I can take the second, and I can take the shot after you get their attention.
Let me.
All right, let me set the stage for you a little bit here. The closest one is about 15 feet away from you.
Okay.
The farthest one is 25 feet away.
Still within range, because I can see him with
Yes.
the lantern nearby him.
Right. I'm just pointing out where they're standing so you can choose your targets appropriately.
It'd probably be best
Well-
if we take them out closer in the time frame of each other, so they don't try to alert anyone.
So who do you want to hit first?
How quickly can you make it that far without being spotted?
I have no concerns about getting there. I can get to the furthest one if needed.
I can attack from stealth. That should give me a bit more oomph in my shot. So, you get the one that's furthest away, and I'll get the one that's closest.
I'll try.
All right. So, just for fun, roll initiative for me.
Yeah, man, the curse of being initiative.
Yeah?
Well, to be fair, you're getting a surprise round because you are taking them by surprise. However, if you don't kill them in a round, we go into initiative.
What did you get, Jelltur?
I got a 6.
7!
Wow,
Oh,
we are just goddamn
God.
pros at this, aren't we?
I kind of want to tell you what the guards got, but I'm going to wait.
Right, if we go before the guards, I'm gonna cry. Because I rolled a 3, by the way.
Rolled a 5.
Alright. So your surprise round goes off. Go ahead and make your attacks, both of you. I'm assuming, JJ, you're going to fire, and then Nicole, you're going to run up and hit.
I am attacking from stealth.
Yes, so you have advantage regardless, so...
Yeah. So, a 19 plus 5.
Oh, you hit.
So 13.
13 points of damage. Your arrow catches him right in the throat, and you just hear a gurgle as he falls to his knees, and Nyima runs past as the other guard just kind of turns and looks like what the hell just happened, and roll your attacks also at advantage.
I take a swing at him with my quarterstaff. Ooh, yeah, that's a 19 to hit.
That'll hit him.
8 points of damage.
Alright, he's still standing.
So, the unarmed strike, is that the bonus action? Or...
Yep,
Yeah, it's a
that's the
bonus
bonus action.
Ah, sweet, okay.
Use your bonus action if you made an attack with a melee weapon, I believe is the exact ruling on it.
And that's with advantage?
Yes, he's still surprised by you.
That's a 7. So I don't...
At advantage, that's a 7?
Yeah.
Well, you got one more still.
Oh, you could key point for flurry of blows.
I think I need to. Keep
I think you need to as well.
So you know, if you don't drop him, Jelltur's gonna be very disappointed.
I'm...
It's like, yeah, hit him across the head with the quarterstaff, spin his helmet, he's like, what? You go to punch him, you like punch the metal, it's like, ah.
14 on the first?
No, that's basically using your bonus action for 2 melee attacks. You made 1.
I know. Oh, so it's a 14.
You miss again. As you go to knee him, and he's kind of like flailing a little bit, like, what the hell just happened? And you like knee his shield, and it's like, ah! And the guard, with his initiative of 17,
God.
he'll straighten his helmet, intruders! Intruders! And go to attack.
Oh, Jesus.
They have spears? Screw that, they have short swords. So he goes to attack you, of course, being the one who attacked him. That is a 13 to hit you.
Miss.
Alright. So I'm going to now roll initiative for the second set of guards.
Both of you have failed.
And the third set of guards.
Right, she said those 6 guards.
Yep. JJ, what was your initiative again? You was 7?
6.
6, so she was 7. Nyima,
Yes.
you were 7?
Mm-hmm.
What's your dex bonus?
My dex is +2.
Alright, because that actually matters.
Oh God, you rolled that low. You rolled that bad too. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe roll better. I don't know. I don't know what the dex plus is.
Alright, so guards 2 are going to go. Guards 2 are behind the door, the large doors. So the large doors begin opening as they have to use their actions to like pull the door open so they can start filing in, but 2 more guards are drawing their swords coming in and you're right there. So you now have 3 guards on you and you hear footsteps above you and shouts above you. Nyima, you're up.
So that the guy that just yelled that I failed to kill the first time,
Yep.
I'm gonna take another whack at him with my quarterstaff.
Alright. Oh god, this went south so fast.
Yeah.
That's a lot better. That's 23.
That'll hit him.
Yeah.
With his... That will definitely hit him.
4?
He's
4
dead.
points. Good.
He's yelling, intruders! He's swinging, intruders! And you just like bring the staff up and smack him underneath the chin. You hear his jaw break as his eyes just kind of... You ever see the when the eyes go the 2 different directions? Not cross, but the other direction? Where they just kind of...
That's...
And he falls.
And can I take an unarmed strike at one of the guys at the...
You
that
may.
came in? That's a 23 again. That's a lot better.
That'll hit.
Oh.
Let's see. Their perception... Okay.
And that is 6 points of damage.
Alright, one guy gets 6 points of damage against him. Alright, guards 3, you hear the footsteps begin pounding. They're moving, it seems, from above you, and they seem to be going deeper into the house, but you do see that the stairs are, like, on the other side. If they're standing right above you, the stairs are on the other side.
Ah.
The stairs that we need to go up.
The stairs that you... So they need to run around the entire floor to come down the stairs. So you have another round before you have 5 guards, or 4 guards to deal with. You did kill number 5, well, number 2, but...
Yep.
Oh, shit went south so fast! Jelltur, you're up. And I rolled their perception. They do not seem to have noticed you yet.
Good.
Because you were firing from the doorway. They didn't see you. They just saw the monk standing there.
Alright, I'll take a shot at the one closest towards me, I guess.
Alright.
17 plus 5, so 22.
22 will hit.
Not the greatest damage roll. 10 points.
Alright. So you punch a guy, and he's just like, ow! And the guy next to him just kind of looks over, and all of a sudden, boom, an arrow hits him in the chest. And he's just kind of looking down as blood starts spurting out, and he looks up like, what the hell just hit me? And he turns and he sees Jelltur in the doorway. But he like staggers in his step. So guard 1 would go, but you killed the last of guard 1.
Well, I mean, I still have cunning action, so I want to take the time to actually hide back.
Alright, so you duck into the kitchen, roll your stealth.
Oof. 12. Oof.
Alright, so you duck back into the kitchen, and guards 2 will go. So guard number 3 is the one that you punched. He's going to make a sword attack against you. That is a 19.
That hits.
And you are going to take 4 points of slashing damage as the short sword comes in and hits you. The other one is going to, like, stagger. He, like, bumps up against the wall, blood pouring down the side of his armor, and he's going to stagger towards the kitchen doors, going after Jelltur. He turns and he looks into the room, and he points his sword right at you. Rolled a 13 on his perception. You! And he swings at you, but he's staggering slightly, but still manages a wide hit with a 19.
That hits.
Yep.
Oof.
For 7 points of slashing damage.
Ouch.
His, like, full body weight goes into this swing.
Yeah, that's bad for me.
Yep. Nyima, you are up.
Alright, so I still have my one friend.
You have your buddy.
I have my buddy. I'm gonna hit him with my quarterstaff.
Alright, roll the hit.
Nope, that's a 7.
That'll miss. You do have your unarmed strike, however.
I am gonna take another punch right for his jaw. And that's a 17.
That'll hit.
Okay. That is 5 points of damage.
Alright, that is enough to kill him. As you do that punch, you aim for his jaw and he like moves back slightly, you hit him in the nose, and that strike that like pushed the bone into the brain, which doesn't actually work, but let's go with it for this one. And you smash his nose into his brain and you just see him fall backwards. And just bam, hits the ground. You can move, and the way I rule with monks is you can move and use your unarmed strike because you did make a melee attack. So if you want to go back to where Jelltur is fighting the other guy.
Yeah, I'll start heading back towards Jelltur.
Alright. So you run back in and you see Jelltur, he's got like a sword slash across his chest, and this bloodied guy is like getting ready to backswing at him. Oh wait, you used your unarmed strike. That's what killed him.
My own. Yeah.
Alright. For the audience listening, I do allow the monks to break up their attacks, just like you can break up your attacks with movement if you're a fighter or whatnot, because it is a bonus action, and the only requirement is that you make a melee attack. Not even that you have to hit with a melee attack. You just have to make one. So you get back into the kitchen, and you hear footsteps slamming down the stairs, and you peek over your shoulder, and you see 2 more guards coming. And Jelltur, it is your turn.
I draw my dagger and go to stab the guy.
Roll to hit.
19 plus 5.
You're gonna hit. Don't even bother rolling damage. You got him down to 1 hit point with the first one. So you like take the dagger and you have it pommel like the blade down, and you kind of like slash right across his thigh. You just see a spurt of blood as he looks down, and his eyes just go wide and his face turns pale as this arterial blood just sprays across what was going to be a nicely prepared breakfast for someone at some point. All of those utensils are now covered in blood, and he hits the ground dead.
Huh, better than my original plan of throwing dirt on them.
And guard group 2 is dead, but guard group 3 is still coming. And they're actually at the base of the stairs. Nyima, you turn around, you see them there.
Did you see her?
Oh, they see her plainly. She's in the doorway.
I take this time to try to hide, so I have a halfling like a counter or something going to the side of the hide behind.
Yeah, roll your stealth.
Alright, that is 22.
Alright. You just hear, "Get the intruder!" And Nyima, it's your turn to react however you will.
Alright, so there's just 2 of them, right?
There's just 2 of them, yeah.
So I'm gonna run up to the one I can get to first and just kind of try to whack him on the head with the quarterstaff.
Alright, roll to hit.
Please.
This character is like glass cannon.
Pretty much. That's a 23 though.
That'll hit.
I'm at my character. I can't take. I have no con. I have 0 con.
7 points of damage.
Alright.
And I'll make
his eyes roll a little bit, but he's standing.
And I'll take a punch. I really like going for the jaw. It's satisfying to just do an uppercut.
I punch.
Natural 20.
Nice. Roll your damage. I guarantee you it'll kill him, but roll your damage.
Don't roll a 1.
That's a 1 on the die, but +2, so 3.
It's a crit, you
It
said.
is a crit. It is a crit.
You roll the die twice.
Oh, right.
Don't roll a 1 again.
JJ?
You rolled
Did you
a one
really?
again.
Yes.
The funny thing is, that's enough to kill him. He had 4 hit points.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness.
So you like uppercut him, and you just hear his neck crack and snap as his head cracks back and he falls to the ground. And the other guy just kind of looks like, what the hell just happened? But since it's his turn, he's going to roll to attack you.
Cool.
That is a 9?
No?
Yeah, no, he misses completely. He goes completely wide. Jelltur, you're up.
I attack from stealth.
All right, yeah. I rolled hit to see if he could see you. He got a 5. So yeah.
I crit. A 20 and an 8.
I guarantee you he's dead, but please roll me the damage.
I'm gonna need another D. I'm gonna need another D6.
Or just roll the same 2 twice. We've gone over this.
If you tell me how to roll my dice, Bryan.
I'm not telling you how. I'm just offering good suggestions.
You offer
Good
me
advice.
a suggestion. Don't say it's good. It's a suggestion. That's 10, 13. 13 plus 3 is 16.
Oh, he's dead. Oh, he dead. Oh, he dead. Just an arrow through the ears. You just see like that, like those stupid little things people put on their head, like the arrow through the head. It just went through his ears, and he's just like, eyes wide, mouth agape, a little drool, and then a little blood, and then he just falls over.
I think that's all of them.
Yeah, that was 6. As many as we know about, anyway.
That went south so fast.
At this point, I stand by the door and open the door to the dining room and open it. I don't. I'm not standing in front of the door just to make sure.
I know. Commoner, right? Commoner. So JJ, does a 7 hit your armor class?
No. Did she run out to come and hit me?
No, the dart comes flying through the doorway. You just pull your head back and it just slams into the side of
No, I didn't want to open the door.
staircase.
I didn't want to stand in front of the door when opening. Like I want.
No, you were opening it and it just passed your face.
Jesus Christ.
And the dart just flies past your face, slams into the side of the staircase. Doesn't even like embed itself in the wood, just like a child threw a toy car or something, and it smacked the side. She had no idea how to throw this thing. She just kind of flung it. Like a baseball almost. And just their dart clatters to the ground, and you just hear it. Hip!
I peek my head out.
And she's holding the knife like the worst way to hold a knife to fight.
Put the knife down.
Okay.
Um.
She puts it down on the table.
Got it.
Also, since you're looking in the dining room, I'll give you the description of the room. A long table, carved from a single piece of wood, sits surrounded by finely crafted chairs. A gilded chandelier hangs overhead, filled with fresh, unlit candles, as are the candelabras resting on the table itself. Tapestries on the wall depict glorious moments in Gold Elf history and seem to be woven with gold and silver threads.
It's a swanky ass dining room. But enough of that. There's only 6 guards on site, or?
That's what I think there were. Miss Agatha took most of her guards with her because she said it was dangerous country she was going to.
Okay, well, we killed all 6 of them.
Oh. Okay.
If you'd be so kind to take us to the room now.
Right. She steps out and she starts leading you up the main stairs. Very careful not to look at the dead bodies, by the way.
I'm even like kind of putting myself in between where she would see the bodies.
Yeah. All right.
I'm stepping on the body.
Like kick one as you walk by. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, especially when it hit me.
Could I have picked up that dart that she horribly missed with?
Yeah, you can scoop it up. It seems like the tip is a little bent from where it hit, but it's still usable.
Yeah.
So you go up the stairs to the overlook. Looking down on the floor below, it is clear to see how the overlook got its name. From these catwalks, one can scan much of the first floor with ease, which is probably how Agatha spends her time. The walls here are decorated plainly, and every 10 feet or so there's a small table against the wall adorned with a potted plant. 2 doors are set into the northern wall.
I gesture towards the 2 females.
That one, and she points to the one more to the east, is her study. And that one, she points to the other one, is her bedchamber. I've never been in the study. We're not allowed in there.
Well,
And the study will be where she keeps the documents or her bedchambers.
I would assume the study. I've never seen documents in her bedchamber.
I go to the store. The door to the study is it locked?
Yes, it is.
I put up my lockpicks. And this is Agatha we're talking about here. I check for traps first.
Roll an investigation.
16.
You don't find any traps, but you do see a single hair in the door jamb.
Insight?
You would know that this is a trick that a lot of people use just to see if someone's been in someplace. They'll leave a hair in a door jamb, and if someone opens the door not knowing it's there, the hair will fall. So the next time the person who's supposed to be going in there goes to open the door, they check for the hair, and if it's not there, they know someone's been there.
Okay, so I pull the hair out. So that's
Well, it'll break if you pull it because
Okay.
it's stuck in the door.
Okay, stuck
jamb.
in the door. Got it. So I pick the lock of the door
All right, roll your thieves' tool check.
that I do have proficiency in. So what is it? Is this plus my proficiency bonus?
It's your if you're proficient in thieves' tools, it's your dexterity plus your proficiency.
So it would be plus 5 for me. So 20 modified.
20 modified. It's a little difficult, but you hear the click of the lock, and you go to open the door, taking your hand and putting it on the hair, opening the door, and you can remove the hair easily.
Alright.
And inside, richly decorated with wood and velvet, the walls of this room seem warm and inviting. The scent of tobacco hangs in the air and seems to have soaked into the fabric of the plush couch and chair. On the desk sits a thick tome where columns of numbers line page after page in Agatha's handwriting. A small lockbox sits next to it.
Best bet. So it's like there's a desk, right? You said?
Yep, it's a desk.
Alright, well, first things first, I check the small lockbox.
Alright, it is locked.
I investigate it, make sure there's no little tricks or anything on there. 14.
14, you don't see any traps.
Alright, I begin to try to pick the lock.
Alright, roll your thieves' tool check.
It's plus 5, so 15.
15, you're playing with it, you're struggling with it, and it's not going. This is a much better... She put a better lock on this lockbox than she put on the door.
because she knows if somebody gets in the office, they're going to want to get into the lockbox.
Safest bet is that documents are here, but... I'll try again.
Do you want to investigate further, or are you just going to keep trying to pick this lock until you get it?
Well, he does what he's... I'll investigate.
Alright, roll investigation.
Don't know why I'm going to investigate. My investigation shit. 12?
12. So, Jelltur, give me your second thieves' tool check real quick.
16.
16. So
Literally
he's
one
like
higher.
struggling with this, and you, Nyima, you pull open a drawer and you see a wad of paper wrapped in like a ribbon. So Jelltur, you're like,
I just kind of like put it in his face, like, are these them?
I guess so. I pocket the lockbox.
Yeah, you can slip the lockbox into a pouch. You take the papers, you open them up, and you start reading through it. And this is a trade agreement.
I looked at Diana. I'm guessing you found the papers.
I can't read.
I just pat her shoulder. It's okay.
I told you I heard about papers. I didn't see them.
Okay, well, you said it was a trade agreement, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm assuming we found them.
Okay.
I mean, she's trying to set up a trade with a different group of people, right?
Yes. I don't know what the group is, but I know it's not the Queen.
I read through it to see if there's any mention of the Queen on this one.
It doesn't say anything about the Queen of Altrun, but it does have... It's very much lawyer-like writing. A lot of roundabout speak, a lot of... It's hard to peg down who this agreement is with, but you do see signatories at the bottom, and there is Agatha's signature and a space that just says S underneath. Like, there's the line, and underneath it says S, as if someone whose signature still is needed.
So it hasn't been signed yet by the other party.
The other party hasn't signed it yet, but
seeing as I don't see any mention of the Queen, I bet they probably wouldn't make it explicit. I'm going to assume these are documents.
And the fact that Agatha's signature is already on it is incriminating enough.
Yep. Alright.
And we could take another look, see if there's anything else of interest in here before we go.
I rummaged through her desk.
You find ledgers, you find shipping manifests, you find a list of names of people who need elimination, and there's something about the pit is brought up a few times.
The pit, huh?
Some people need to be brought to the pit, but there's not any detailing on what that means.
Gotcha. Okay. So I pocket the lockbox, nothing else really in here. I mean, this list of people. I take the list of people that needs to be eliminated.
Alrighty.
May or may not come across them in the future. Someone else.
So,
Alright.
Hey, anything else you'd like to do?
No, I'm assuming we got everything we need.
Yeah, I think we got everything.
Let's go before something else goes horribly wrong.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's fine. They were tougher than they looked.
Alright. So you guys go back downstairs. Diana points at the patio doors, like those glass doors, saying, I don't really want to go back through the basement. We can just leave through here.
I don't blame her for not wanting to go, but can we perception check to make sure there's nothing else, no traps or nobody around?
You can roll perception, yeah.
Cause I trust her, I do, but
she's not the brightest.
Love her dearly. She's not. Then again, I'm not either. That's a 10.
I got 15.
You're not seeing anybody out there. You're not hearing any alarm bells. You're not noticing any traps.
Just in case, to stay low and move quietly. As quietly as we can.
You go out, and lush and green, the patio has trellises covered in ivy and pots filled with exotic flowers that seem lovingly cared for. A table sits in the center of the large marble construction, under an overhang supported by several columns. The city can be seen plainly in the distance, though all the imperfections of corruption seem faded and blurred by distance. So you're just standing on this patio that seems to be a lovely place to have lunch or breakfast or something.
Nice.
There's kind of an open field that leads to a wall, much like on the other side.
Nice. We'll keep making our way towards the exit.
Alright, you're gonna roll stealth for me?
Yep.
Alright.
Man. I'm not looking forward to the other stealth. Just the group.
17.
That's 17. This is 24.
9.
Yep. That's why I changed this. I said as stealthy as we can.
It's like the Altrun region is very warm, very temperate. So probably never sees a full autumn. Somehow she's still finding leaves to step on and crunch through. But you make it to the wall, and there's no rope to scale this one.
I can certainly give them a boost up.
Alright, so who are you giving a boost to first?
I'll give Jelltur a boost first.
Alright, Jelltur, make an athletics at advantage because you're getting help.
9.
You give him a boost, and he falls backwards over your head and slams to the ground behind you.
It's so much.
You're not used to getting picked up, are you?
Not something most people are used to.
You want to try again?
I do some stretches. Yeah, sure. 13.
13. All right, you get to the top of the wall, you scramble a little bit, and you start to like go down the other side, and you make it to the ground. But as you land, you feel your ribs cracking slightly. You're like, oh god damn it!
That first floor, man.
Yep. All right,
What's the
and
DC
I'm
for
assuming
that?
you're helping Diana as well.
Yeah.
What was the DC for
All
that,
right.
Bryan?
So she got a 7 and a 3, so she got a 7. So she like gets halfway up and slams to the ground as well. This is not a woman who knows pain very well.
I'm about to say, just like hold on to my back and I'll pull us up.
She's like, no, I'll try again. And she goes, and with your help, she actually manages to do better than Jelltur did. She got a 15 this time.
Good, good.
I
Got
have
over
a
the
minus
side.
1 to athletics, so what we do?
She has a 0, so
That's a lot better than me.
it's better than you. I'm not sure it's a lot better than you. The difference between a 3 and a 2, not huge. And then, just for fun, why don't you go ahead and make the check for me?
Athletics or acrobatics?
It's athletics because you're climbing.
Yeah, that's a 19.
Okay, you just kind of like, do you know those horses they use in gymnastics?
Mhm.
They kind of like springboard off them. You use the top of the wall as one of those and you land. All graceful like. So.
Start making our way back to town. Like, no, wait,
Alright,
she
you-
said we got to go to the, she said to
The docks.
The docks.
Docks.
So we go to the docks.
So it's actually going to be taking you near the Fisticuff. Because that's a tavern by the docks. So you start making your way downtown. You're walking fast. Faces are passing.
I have my hood up. Yeah, I know what you're going for, Bryan. I'm not dealing with it.
And I'm
not
just-
dealing
So
with
you-
I'm just keeping Diana close to me.
Alright, so you guys make your way towards the docks, and she doesn't know exactly where the ship is, because she's not too bright, but she does get you in the general area, and asking a couple quick questions, you find yourself on a dock leading toward a very large, impressive ship. You see written on the side, the Spirit of Eltrun is sitting there, and the, you know how on the front of a ship there is sometimes that headpiece?
Mm-hmm.
There is a beautiful gold elf carved into the front. She has a circlet around her head, and unlike the mermaids and whatnot, which are bare-chested, she is clothed very regally in the carving. You guys can go ahead and make history checks for me if you like.
Sure.
History? That's a 13.
12.
13, 12. You kind of get the idea that she's important. That might be like they're trying to make her look like the queen, but you're not sure. You've never seen her, so you don't know. But it's a pretty good guess that that's Queen Elfiana.
Pretty good guess.
Pretty good guess. So you get there, and a gold elf is waiting for you by the gangplank. He's dressed in leathers, and he's not really wearing anything ostentatious, which is weird. A lot of the elves that you see wear like the shining armor, the jewelry. He seems to be not so much like the rough and tumble people you're used to at the Fisticuff, but he's definitely been at sea. He's well worn. He knows the score of the ocean.
Okay.
And he sees you coming, and he's like, Diana, you've made it. Captain Xanaris. I have them. I have the documents. Okay, good girl. Go up to my cabin. Lay down. You need rest. Put the documents on my desk. I'll take a look at them when I get there. The two of you. You were the hired help she was speaking of?
I nod.
Yeah, she's my friend.
I asked you not to show my face, to be honest.
I can appreciate that. Come on board. We'll have a drink and you can tell me what happened. I'm not sure Diana's going to be at her utmost to explain what has transpired.
All right.
Come along. He starts ushering you up the gangplank.
I go with him, because at the very least
All right.
I need to keep an eye on Diana.
All right.
Should I go with them? I don't. Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
It's your decision.
Nah, I'll get on the boat.
All right, ship.
Boat.
There's a very big difference.
Yeah, same difference.
No, a ship can carry boats. A boat cannot carry a ship, because then it's a ship.
No, this is a bigger boat.
No, it's a ship. That's why submarines are considered boats, because they don't carry smaller boats.
So we're on the ship.
You are on the ship. You are led up the gangplank and brought towards the captain's chambers. You're walking towards the chambers. The crew is around you. As soon as the captain comes on board, they start bustling to life. They're making the ship ready to sail. And even though it's weird to it's actually bad luck to set sail at night, they seem to be up and ready to go.
I hope so.
They want to probably want to get out of Porate's fist as quickly as possible. So, you get to the captain's chambers. Diana is laying down. You see her, kind of in a fitful sleep. She's probably passed out from just sheer exhaustion and adrenaline just wearing off.
Mm-hmm.
You sit down, and the captain offers you each a glass and pours brandy into each glass and pours himself one as well, and begins to sit and sip and goes, So tell me, what did you discover?
Well, found the documents.
Yes, I see. Did you read through them?
Yes, the other party hasn't signed them yet, but Agatha's signature is there.
So that would just implicate the Amberfields. It wouldn't implicate whoever they're dealing with. Shame we couldn't have gotten it without both signatures.
Yeah.
Did you run into any trouble at the manor?
A couple guards, but we handled them.
Handled how?
They're dead, they won't be able to talk.
Well, it's good that they won't be able to talk. And then you just hear this croaking voice. Good! That's 6 of my men now! And you turn and you see a small little halfling woman. Steely gray hair, very stern expression. And you just hear Zenaris sigh deeply and goes, Agatha, I was trying to get the information. I don't care what you were trying to do. Put him with the rest. And you just see Agatha turn on heel and walk away. And the captain sighs and goes, I guess we're putting you with the rest. He draws his sword. What did the two of you do?
God damn it.
I draw my quarterstaff and I try to put myself between, I guess, anybody and where Diana is.
Alright.
I lay down my weapons, but I keep my face covered.
Alright, so you put your weapons down, you have your weapon up.
I'm just wanting to protect her.
Alright. And he goes, it'd be so much easier if you just throw it down. We have no interest in damaging the merchandise further.
Merchandise?
He gives you this evil grin, says to you, what kind of ship do you think this is?
A slaver ship.
Very good.
Fucking hell, god damn it.
Shit.
Do you throw down your weapon or try to fight?
I look at Jelltur.
His weapons are already down.
No harm comes to her, and I point to Diana.
Well, I feel that's up to her new master, but that's none of my business.
I very reluctantly lower the quarterstaff.
Alright. He looks up and he makes a wave at the door, and crew members come in with shackles, and they shackle you, and they start marching you down the steps. And the last thing you hear before being brought below deck is Agatha. Well, I guess that kind of offsets the loss. We have a gain of 3 bodies. I found the traitor in the ranks. And now we can take these papers off to get signed. All in all, no gain some. But let's get moving. And then the doors slam shut above you, and you are brought into the darkness of the slaver's ship. And that is the end of what I've been calling With an Amber Fist. This has been the Reliably Chaotic podcast. Champions of Solane is an original Dungeons & Dragons adventure written by Bryan Scharf using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rule set published by Wizards of the Coast. My name is Bryan Scharf, and I've been your DM. You can reach me at ReliableDM on Twitter.
This is Jair, also known as Jade, and I play the character of Jelltur.
The part of Nyima was played by Nicole Summers. Theme music by Adrian von Ziegler. All other music by Kevin MacLeod on the Incompetech website. Detailed information on music used is provided in this episode's description. The music for this episode was selected by Nicole Summers, and the episode was edited by Matthew Reed. Contact us on Twitter at Reliably Chaotic or email us at reliablychaotic@gmail.com. If you like us and want to support our show, please support us on Patreon at patreon.com/reliablychaotic. or by leaving a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. Thank you for listening. We hope to see you again in our next adventure.